When I hit rock bottom, I was at my heaviest weight of 275 pounds, and my body gave me no choice but to make changes or I might not be here. I was really scared, but it led me to a realization that there was one major thing holding me back. And if I didn't learn to work through this thing and let go, I would never be able to lose weight and keep it off, ever. And that one major thing holding me back was guilt. Before I get into it, I'm not a therapist and I'm not a doctor, so this isn't professional advice. This is just my experience and what I did that worked for me to help me fix it. And once I let go of the guilt, it literally changed my life forever. So once I realized that it was guilt holding me back, I had to look at guilt about what? And when I got really quiet in my head, I learned all of the things. Guilt about me having a big appetite and being able to eat more than most people. Guilt about the foods that I ate that I was always getting judgment for. Foods that I should or shouldn't be eating according to others. Foods that I should and shouldn't be eating to lose weight. All of those things compounded made me feel super guilty, and then it led to me hiding to eat, eating by myself in private. It led to me using food to cope. It led to me restricting food, and then because I felt so restricted and deprived, all heck would break loose. And then I would feel more guilt, pull more food away, and then it would just go in this never-ending cycle where I would end up feeling super guilty and using food to cope constantly. So once I figured out what the guilt was, I needed to find out where it was coming from. And when I got quiet again and I looked, I realized that the guilt never came from me. It always came from the outside. This is not a victim thing, because being a victim and blaming others would just also get me stuck, which I had done in the past too. This is more looking at it straight and being honest with myself. The guilt, it always came from the outside in. Most of the time, I don't think that it was intentional. I don't think that people mean to make you feel guilty or that they realize that you're going to internalize the things that they say. They're just saying things and don't realize that they might affect other people. But all of the guilt came from other people judging me from being, when I was really young, about how I ate. And I often got told I ate like crap. I ate too much junk food. I got a lot of comments about my body because I always struggled with my weight. And I internalized all of those things. Also, I started to label food bad and good because of it. And then that's when I started feeling more guilt, because as a child, you're born with intuitive eating. You know what you like, what you don't like. You know when you want to eat, how much you want to eat, and when you're done, and when you would rather play than eat. But as you get a little bit older, you take on more and more of what other people are saying around you, and you end up internalizing everything, and you kind of lose that intuitive eating piece. That's what happened with me. And so I started then labeling food like others. I started looking to the weight loss and fitness industry and what they said you should and shouldn't eat. And that was causing me to get so overwhelmed, taking on all of this guilt. So once I realized that the guilt was never coming from me in the first place, that's when I started to realize, okay, now I can start to work through some of this guilt and start letting it go. And it's not an easy process. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. It's hard and it does take time, but you have to be constantly reminding yourself when you start feeling like you're talking down to yourself or you're feeling judgment from yourself or from the outside about what you're eating, remember that it's not coming from you. Even if you're hearing it internally in your head of putting you down for what you're eating, none of that is you. I had to then put blinders on and go, okay, all of this stuff is coming from the outside in. I had to start like a child again. What does little Nicole, starting over, what does she like to eat? What does she want to eat to lose weight? what will work for her. And I also had to accept that there's only one rule for weight loss. It's not about what you eat. It's about how much. You have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. So it doesn't matter what foods you eat, you just have to eat less of them, and you have to be consistent with doing that every day. And not a huge amount less, just a little bit less. Once I realized that and I started letting myself allow that to land, I was able to let go a little bit of the guilt piece by piece, because weight loss isn't about what you're eating. So I now gave myself that freedom to pick, okay, if it's not about what, and I can pick anything that I like and eat just a little bit less of it, well, I can do that. And I started to choose what I wanted. When I started doing that, it came naturally for me to just add a balanced diet in. I wanted to add in fruits and veggies. I wanted to find lean proteins that I enjoyed to go along with all of the things that I like pizza, French fries, ice cream. I built all of that into my meal plan, and you guys can see that on my channel, that I always build those things in. But I also built in fruits and veggies and lean protein and fiber. I started to drop the guilt because it was working. Portioning out foods that I liked and eating a balanced diet, I was able to stick to it. Whenever those funny thoughts started coming in my head, I started to try to remember those are coming from the outside in, and I would remind myself that. I also wrote myself little notes, and I left them in all the places that I went often. So my car, in my purse, in the bathroom, on my makeup vanity mirror. And the notes would say things like, remember where the guilt is coming from. It's not coming from you. And I was always trying to remind myself that in little ways. And I would use fancy markers and make the cards really bright, and so that they would catch my attention, and it would remind me, oh yeah, if I'm feeling bad, that's not me. And I would go back to, what did little Nicole like? Oh yeah, she knew what she wanted to eat, when she was done, when she wanted to play instead of eat, what she needed to eat, how much. That brings me to the next thing that really helped me, was I actually got a picture of me as a little girl. And I actually got multiple pictures, and I put them along with those note cards in all of the places that I mentioned. And anytime that I would start to talk down to myself, I would say, could you say all of those things to little Nicole? And no one can say negative things to a child. So I started saying, well, if you can't say those to little Nicole, then you shouldn't be saying them to your adult self either. And that really helped me start letting go of the guilt too. And the other thing is, I've been doing this. I've been sharing my journey on YouTube for 11 years. When you put yourself on social media, you open yourself up to a lot of judgment. And my food and what I eat gets a lot of judgment. But I go back to where it all started. The most important thing for me was to get the weight off, and to get it off in a way that would be sustainable for me and enjoyable, not making weight loss a punishment, because that's what I did for years, and that's because it was driven by all of that guilt. Now, it's not driven by guilt, it's driven by, what do I want to eat? How did I get the weight off? I ate things I liked, portioned it out. I had to put on the blinders and not care what other people thought. When I see those comments, I just ignore them now, because I know that people saying things, they've not been in my shoes. They didn't feel my body at 275 pounds. They didn't see or live through all those issues that my weight caused, all that pain and discomfort every day. And they didn't go through what I went through to get the weight off, and learn that it's more important to eat what I like and get the weight off than worry about too much sodium, too many carbs. Because again, weight loss isn't about what you eat, it's about how much. And that had to be my main focus. And it's still my main focus now. And it's really helped me piece by piece start getting the guilt to drop, to let go of it. It will take time. I still have days where I'll go, oh, maybe I shouldn't eat that. But I know it's just a thought in my head. It's not coming from me. I ignore it and I keep eating what I like because that's what worked to get the weight off and it's what's worked to keep it off. And I have lost 130 pounds with portion control and I've kept it off for 11 years. So if you want to know the exact meals and portions that I ate to lose it, you can buy my weight loss ebook called The First 50. The link is down below and code Nicole will save you 10% off. And if you want to support the channel and you think you can handle more of this one and sassy, we have channel memberships, so if you want to click the join button, you can become a member of the Cute Heart Club and you'll get some cool bonus videos and some baller custom emojis. And if you're looking for a really great protein snack or dessert, this is my go-to for a sweet treat. They're the HTLT Steps Seco Bars, and this is the cinnamon roll flavor. I heat these in the microwave for 15 seconds and it literally tastes like a warm cinnamon bun. Code Nicole will save you 15% off and the link is down below for this. You gotta find what works for you. You gotta find the foods that you like and remember that this is your journey. No one else can do this for you. So you have to eat the foods that you like, not the foods that other people want you to eat. Or you don't wanna aim to be a perfect eater because that doesn't exist. You need to eat the way you want to. Eat a balanced diet, portion out the foods that you like, and be consistent with it. Let go of any of the outside noise telling you that you should feel bad about the things that you want to eat to lose your weight. You can do this one day at a time, one small change at a time, and work on dropping the guilt just a little bit at a time. It will get easier. I love you. Peace. Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here, heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it. Don't give up.